Of us tonight, the quiet Nottingham cul-de-sac where Polish workers were held as modern slaves.
Shocked neighbours have been telling this programme how they saw some of the victims being exploited. Today, a father and son have been found guilty of forced labour and benefit fraud offences. One of their victims was sent to work at Sports Direct in Shirebrook. It's the third time the company's been named in a local modern slavery case. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball reports.
A shocking story of Dickensian squalor. This is how the police found Polish workers living in two cramped caravans. Some had to share the same single bed. One of them had scabies, and this pigeon shed was the only place they could wash. They'd come to Aspley on false promises of homes and well-paid jobs, but neighbours could see they were being exploited.
They took all the details off them, any like ID, the passports. They were badly dressed and stuff. It seemed like constantly working all day long. I mean, like literally working all day long. And you could tell, they weren't well fed. They had to do what they was told. They had nowhere else to go.
It was very shocking. The man that actually lives there, he was always all nice and dressed nice. You never seen him wash a car, do his garden or anything. The man that was living there in the caravan would do everything.
This is the man who controlled them. Today, Dariusz Parchevski's been found guilty of forced labour. Parchevski's also been convicted with his son, Christian, of what was described as industrial-scale fraud. The police found their homes lavishly decorated, filled with designer labels, even this marble-tiled staircase, a lifestyle supported by benefits claimed in the names of the men they'd recruited. The family did it by keeping the men's bank cards and then withdrawing their payments from cash machines.
We're looking at nearly £1 million worth of benefits that have been paid into those accounts, and we believe the majority of those are fraudulent. Potentially 50 names of different, what appear to be Eastern European people. They were being made to do domestic jobs and chores, including one told us he was cleaning the car with a toothbrush and then being paid £2 a week.
In court, one victim revealed how he was controlled by violence. Yaroslav Kilian told the jury he was assaulted just for staying out one night. He was sent to work at Sports Direct in Shirebrook through an agency, but Parchevski kept half his wages and then took even more of his money for rent and bills. It's this year's third modern slavery case here that's named Sports Direct. They all involve victims of forced labour being unwittingly employed by the firm. Sports Direct itself hasn't been accused of any crime, but it's a pattern that's raising concerns. This Nottingham-based academic's an expert on the retail supply chain.
I think certainly in the Sports Direct case, the environment that they created really fostered the occurrence of modern slavery, even if they didn't willingly cause it directly themselves. If you keep on putting pressure on your suppliers to provide the lowest possible cost, they certainly created an environment where it was more likely to happen.
After an earlier court appearance, the Parchevskis went on the run and an international warrant's now being issued for their arrest. Dariusz's wife, Bożena Parchevska, wasn't fit to stand trial, but the jury decided she was also involved in his crimes, and she's gone missing too.
Well, Jeremy's here now. How were the Parchevskis caught?
Well, this actually started when one of their victims was arrested for committing a burglary. He told the police that he was working at Sports Direct but still didn't have enough money for food. Now, that was because detectives found that Dariusz was controlling his wages, and this all led them to those caravans in Aspley where several men were rescued as potential victims of modern slavery. Some of them are now back in Poland, whereas Yaroslav, the man arrested, has now been resettled here in the UK, and he's been given a new start.
And how sophisticated was all this organisation?
Well, the level of fraud was extraordinary, really. They were claiming everything from housing benefit and tax credits through to disability living allowance. In court, we saw CCTV of Bożena making several withdrawals from a cash machine using cards with 6 different names on them. The police actually even arrested a doctor at one point on suspicion of involvement in human trafficking. He'd been writing sick notes. He was eventually released without charge. As for Sports Direct, well, we asked if they'd like to comment tonight. So far, no response.
OK, thanks very much, Jeremy.